This is it, babe. This is it.
I can't believe it. It's so fast. It went by so fast.
The season premiered like last weekend, right?
We had like a month of Game of Thrones, and then they get to take their next 11 months off.
I know that like they do this in England, like the classic Office was like 6 episodes per season with years in between, and I know Sherlock only 3 episodes per season, though they are an hour and a half. Yeah. 3 1.5 hour episodes per season, and then it's a full year.
Why so little?
Well, it's probably really hard to make an engaging 10 to 13 episode mystery.
Okay.
But still, this hurts.
It sure
hurts me
it's
deep down inside. This is
way too little killing and fucking and fire from dragons and ice from ice kings.
And only 6 more to come, but we're just going to have to watch this and enjoy it. I have the Lore Master Kevin single text preview of the night.
Okay, let's hear it.
It just says, fucking confirmed.
Somebody's fucking. Who's fucking?
Well, I don't know. Well, okay, but think about, is it fucking confirmed? In which case it's like somebody's fucking, probably John and Danny, I'm guessing.
No.
Or is it like fucking confirmed? In which case it's like some theory that I should know what Lore Master Kevin's talking about. Some theory in our heads was just confirmed, and he's like, fuck
God,
yeah.
There's so many theories. I can't imagine which one it is. Maybe it's Sansa and Baelish.
They kill Baelish? They tear his face off?
Oh, I don't know. Let's just watch. Let's find out.
Okay. All right. One thing, maybe I'll say this again at the end of the episode too, but something really cool just happened today. I want all of you listening to go to Indiegogo.com. I'll put a link in the show notes, but go to Indiegogo right now and type in Game of Thrones Charity Podpack.
Oh.
If you go there, you will find 10 different Game of Thrones podcasts. 10. Offering up individual episodes. We're not all doing like a single round table thing. That would be too chaotic. But 10 individual Game of Thrones podcasts for $9. You can get all 10 of these episodes, and it's all for a good cause. The proceeds are going to the ACLU.
American.
Yes.
Charity. League. University.
Or the American Civil Liberties Union. In the last year or so.
I should have come up with a Game of Thrones.
They've been a busy bunch, and it seemed like a good cause. I kind of feel bad. This was picked a couple weeks ago, and now I'm like, well, I wish we could do something for the people of Houston, maybe. I mean, the whole city's underwater. Yeah. It's a little late for that now. Sad. But hey, if this one works, maybe we can do something like that again.
Yes.
So
listen up.
Make this work, people.
Do it.
You get to hear us. You get to hear 9 other podcasts. I haven't heard them yet, but I'm going to do that tomorrow probably. Who's had time today, right?
Oh,
Getting ready to podcast. But then, I'll be listening to all those myself. Oh, well.
Can we say what we podcasted about?
Yes, but I want to take that back. Because of the way these campaigns work, you don't get the podcast right away. But you get them 30 days from now when the campaign closes.
Okay.
So there's that. But we did a feature on...
badass women.
Yeah. Those
women
balls,
of badassery. All the Game of Thrones.
Badass women of Westeros. Yeah.
Yes.
So we did a little special on that, and it was a lot of fun, and we were glad to be part of the project. So yeah, that was run by Bald Move. They have a whole network of TV shows and other things that they cover. And I've listened to some of their stuff. They're very good. But they also put this together and reached out to some of their favorite Game of Thrones podcasts.
Awesome.
So you're welcome. Or thank you. Wait.
Thanks.
I don't know. Thanks and you're welcome. How about that?
Sure.
So there you go. Indiegogo.com, Game of Thrones Charity Podpack, or look in your show notes because I'm totally not going to forget to put the link there. Not this time. All right? All right, babe. You ready to watch the show?
Yes.
Let's watch that fucking show. Let's watch the fuck out of it. All right.
Fucking confirmed.
All right. Fucking confirmed. back, everyone, to Pod of Thrones. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm exhausted.
I'm not.
No?
Well, I'm tired,
I was
but
like,
sure. I'm not exhausted from this episode.
You've been the tired one recently.
Well, I'm not exhausted from this episode.
I'm a little exhausted from this episode. I mean, it was just, there were things I thought were going to happen that didn't actually happen, but they almost happened. They almost happened, and just my heart was just going crazy.
Okay, well, let's start.
I bet Lore Master Kevin is really sad that he's asleep right now. I bet he has a lot to say.
Oh.
Besides fucking confirmed, which I think was in fact fucking.
Well, actually, a lot was confirmed.
That's true. At least one of our big theories was very confirmed.
The ice dragon.
Oh, I was thinking about Baelish.
Baelish was your theory. Didn't you think he was going to die before?
No, well, I didn't know if he was going to die or not. He's a slippery motherfucker, but...
I loved it.
But was it all a big long con from Arya and Sansa that just nothing else really made sense? I mean, they couldn't be that stupid.
The whole thing with Arya and the way she was acting, that was strange. Before with the face. And now nothing comes of it. Now it was all just a plot.
Well, no, I think it was all a plot. I think that's the point, is that...
But Baelish wasn't there to see that.
Well, no, he wasn't there to see it, but I think they were assuming he has ears everywhere. Like someone in the next room
there.
over, like listening through a window or something. I think that's what it was. I don't know.
Well, Sansa played it pretty cool. Especially when he was in the room talking to her during this episode and getting her to read into Arya's
yeah. Well, maybe
intentions.
Maybe we could say that learning to act has been part of Sansa's journey, and Arya's, though in very different ways. But they both had to learn how to be someone that was not what was happening on the inside.
Yeah, well, Sansa did that all along when she was with Joffrey.
She was with Joffrey, and even a little bit when she was with Tyrion, though she did let her guard down, but then definitely when she was everywhere else, with Baelish in the boat and in the Eyrie and then traveling and then being sold to the fucking, she still had to pretend like she wanted to be there even just the littlest bit. So, in fact, Baelish then played a very big part in her becoming a good actress.
Well, good on her.
Yeah.
Sophie Turner. She's a good actor.
No. Sansa's a good actress.
Well, I know. What I'm saying is she's like a double actress now. Sophie Turner. She can act like an actress.
Yes, she can. I don't know if that's easy or hard when you're an actor. I've always assumed it's easier to pretend like you are, pretending, I guess.
Anyway.
I don't know.
What would you like to talk about?
Boy. I mean, usually we kind of can skip from like place to place, but I don't know if that's going to work for this episode at all.
Let's not do that.
It's all intertwined a lot.
It was a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
Still
really
not my favorite.
Of the season or?
Of the season.
Which was your favorite?
2 episodes ago. See, episode 5.
Where Drogon lost his shit and went nuts all over the army?
Yeah.
The Lannisters? Yeah.
I think so.
It's a fucking good episode.
I don't know.
That was the short one.
This was a pretty good episode. It had sex in it.
It did have some sex.
Some sex.
What do you think about that sex?
Ooh-wee.
Does it matter that she is officially his aunt? Not that we didn't kind of know that, but, not only his aunt, but his non-bastard aunt. Is he going to be all grossed out? I don't know.
Would you be grossed out?
Maybe once you've broken that barrier and you've already done the nasty, you're like, oh, well, I mean, that's a little weird, but all right.
I like how they brought up the children conversation. She's going to get pregnant.
Well, I mean, he was clearly thinking about doing something to her, right? I mean, why else would he bring that up? He's trying to plant the seed of planting his seed. He wanted to put his bone in her. Yeah. Oh, but now you said it like Ygritte. Now John's going to be sad.
He's going to see Ygritte. She's going to be part of the army of the dead.
No, he burned her.
Oh, yeah.
He took her north and burned her. Yeah.
That's right. He burned her body.
I saw someone in the army that looked a little bit like...
I did too. I saw that same one.
Thoros?
Oh.
Oh.
No.
I saw a dude in the front line. And I was like, that looks like Thoros of Myr. Did they? No, but they burned him, didn't they? Yeah. That's what who'd you think? You saw Egret? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No, they both got burned, but when you have enough of zombies with different hairstyles, I'm sure you're going to get some zombie doppelgangers in the bunch.
Yes. All those wildlings look the same anyway.
Wow.
They're all wearing fur coats.
Babe, I don't have a lot of time for editing tonight, so you got to keep all your racism inside.
I am not racist. Against wildlings? That's not even a race.
What is it? I don't even know.
They're wildlings. That's what they are.
I think it's, I mean, I know I called them something once that I shan't repeat now, but I was trying to prove a point, but it's like, it is pretty friggin' stupid, isn't it? This whole thing that's been happening between them for the centuries when no difference between them, really.
Well, they're wild.
They're wild. Well, they're wild.
Like,
you know, they're not really that wild.
Some of them eat people.
They had tribes. They built forts and cities, small cities.
Well, I don't know. There's no difference between anybody. We all bleed the same, people.
Now, if you're undead, no bleeding.
We can be racist against.
I think it's okay to be prejudicial against.
All right.
The
Fuck
undead.
Those goddamn undeads. They can just go back to where they came from.
And now, well, they're not, unfortunately. Now they're coming exactly where you don't want them. I have so many pages of notes, babe. I mean,
my God,
easily.
I know. I heard you writing and writing and writing.
I know you were lying with your special net glasses, and you couldn't see what I was doing, but you probably heard a lot of scratching.
I heard, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the whole episode starts in King's Landing and stays there for a long time. It was getting to the point where I was like, maybe this is an all King's Landing episode, but it can't possibly be an all King. And it wasn't, but
it was interesting.
I was starting to think it.
Where to begin?
Why did everyone go to King's Landing?
No. I know why they went to King's Landing.
Well, okay.
Why did Cersei not kill Tyrion?
Well, I think that was because he was trying to taunt her. He was like, enough of this. But I think Tyrion was doing it for the same reason Cersei wouldn't do it, which was that the second he's dead, or second anyone finds out he's dead, there's going to be dragons charging on the city. And they weren't really ready for that, I don't think.
You think that's the reason she held back? They kind of had
some city defense.
I thought maybe she had a little inkling of love.
No, I don't think so.
Sibling love left.
Well, you could have thought that for a little bit until the end of the episode, where we find out she really doesn't have love for anybody. I mean, if she came millimeters away from killing Jaime.
I think I mentioned this a couple episodes ago, how she doesn't really love Jaime.
No. And I feel like this was a conversation topic recently. Did we talk about this?
We talked about it.
All the people that she fucked in the past. Oh, it was Kevin giving us the life and times of Jaime Lannister. Right. So she has never treated him in a reciprocal manner. Is that a good way to put it?
Yes. She never reciprocated.
And that holds true. Well, she got what she wanted. If indeed, it's looking like
he left.
Well, no, she doesn't care about that, though.
Oh, that's true.
He has a baby. She has a baby. Not him, her. If she wanted another one of his babies that would be, a purebred Lannister through and through, I guess she has that. Damn it. I was sure she was going to die. Or him.
I can't believe.
I was sure one of them were going to die.
She thinks that 20,000 sellswords are going to defend her and the city against.
Well, she did say
the Unsullied and the Dothraki and some dragons
or some
and the undead.
Well, I mean, it's one or the other, either the hordes or the undead.
How many Dothraki are left?
Well, there were 100,000.
Well, what does she think? 20,000 against?
Well, they have elephants.
80,000.
The Dothraki
elephants are nice. You give them some peanuts.
You've seen Lord of the Rings. Of course,
those were not elephants.
Those were Oliphants, I believe.
Were they?
Yeah, they were like 10 times the size of a real elephant, but this is Westeros. Things could be,
All right, well.
I mean, we got dire wolves that are taller than me.
what are they going to do? Trample?
Yes. Well, they would be very effective against the Dothraki.
But not against dragons.
Not if the dragons are still alive.
And Dothraki can take them down. They'll just climb right on top and take over.
That's true. They could climb their way up the elephant's poor legs.
Yeah. With, like, meat hooks and stuff.
I recall the last time we watched Lord of the Rings, you were very upset at the way those Oliphants were treated. Those digital Oliphants were treated. Like, you were really sad and kind of pissed.
Well, I'm an animal lover.
I know, and I don't blame you for being an animal lover, but I don't think you want to cheer for the Dothraki doing the same things that.
No, I don't. No,
that
but
Legolas was doing.
But they are. I mean, they're my guys. They're my team. So.
Team Dothraki. Isn't that so weird? How far we've come in this show.
No, I mean, I'm not Team Dothraki. I'm Team
Daenerys. Living. Team
Targaryen
living?
Stark.
Stargarian?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the
great conversations about between Theon and Jon about what Theon really is a Stark, you know. Jon was like,
oh yeah.
He forgave him and he's like, you're a Stark and a Greyjoy.
Right. That was interesting.
Yeah.
There was part of me that thought like Theon was going to try to take Jon down and prove himself worthy of.
I did too for a moment.
Of the Iron Islands again or something like that.
I thought for sure he was like, just for a moment, I was like, he's probably on Euron's side and is trying to kill people now.
Just to get Yara back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, totally an option.
Not happening, though.
In Theon's world, no, it did not happen. But Theon's going to the Iron Islands to rescue Yara. But Euron's not there, so Yara might not be there. Or maybe Yara is there, and that's the only way he's going to succeed in the rescue is because they left her at home and, Euron's not there. That's possible. At least we'll probably see her again. I hope she's okay.
Maybe she's in the dungeons here at Westeros. I mean, King's Landing.
Yara? Well, she could be. I mean, as far as we know, Euron's just been kind of hanging around this area. Who knows?
He's so gross.
She could be on his boat. He wasn't as funny this time.
No.
Except for the part where he left.
Well, then he came back.
Well, we didn't see him come back. I mean, when he said, like, I'm running away. Fuck all you all fuckers. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. You want to talk about that meeting? See, that's the thing. It was tense from moment one. That's why I feel like drained after watching this because right away you have all the key players from Dany's side, except Dany, just walking into King's Landing. Just walking. Mm-hmm. And you saw the whole Iron Fleet on the sea and like one or maybe three of Daenerys' boats just kind of boop, boop, boop. But we did see Grey Worm.
Right. They could have killed them all.
There was no explanation with what Grey Worm was up to. I guess nothing eventful.
Grey Worm was standing out front.
I know. Well, I know.
They must have marched all the way from Casterly Rock.
Right, but they didn't starve to death. They were still looking good and plentiful.
Shiny.
Very plentiful, shiny. Yep. Well taken care of.
Yeah, that was a pretty awesome scene, seeing the Dothraki ride in through them. Between them.
They don't even flinch. They can trust the Dothraki to be accurate in their crazy screaming riding.
Yeah, I don't think that's
it's possible.
Realistic.
I mean, they're very skilled riders. That's what they do.
Okay. All right.
They said about 1 million people live in King's Landing.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe. It doesn't seem big enough for that, does it? I mean, does it really?
I don't know. Look how many people you can put in Disneyland.
I don't know. How many people can
like
you put?
500,000.
No.
I don't know.
Really?
I think it's a lot.
Well, Comic-Con was like 150,000 or so, something like that. And that's just a convention center. So I guess maybe. And we haven't seen all of King's Landing, but even from a distance, I just don't feel like it looks like, 1 million's a lot of people.
It's like California.
It almost looks, if I'm thinking about that many people living there, I'm picturing layers of the city that we can't quite see from a distance, but the city comes to a crest at the top, right? So that makes me think of Gondor.
But 1 million people, she wiped out half of those people already.
Remember that city from Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and then, she blew up the fucking city. Well, half the city. I don't know. But that's what they say. Anyway, so they just walk right in, and the Hound is there. He was checking on that.
He's all cleaned up.
He looked pretty good, you know, wearing a nice outfit,
in high
dressed
spirits
for the occasion. Oh, how cool was that when he and Brienne met?
Oh yeah,
that was nice.
it was a really nice little chat.
She said, "I was just trying to protect her." He says, "Me too."
Mm-hmm.
They're cool.
And then Brienne mentions she doesn't need anybody protecting her now.
Yeah.
That made Hound pretty happy. That was sweet.
Well, yeah, and he was like, "I'm not going to get in her way." Maybe he's not planning on seeing her again. I don't know if that
seem so, but
whether he assumes he's going to die or what. But now they're all going north again.
Yay!
There's bound to be something.
Let's go fight ice dragons.
Oh, babe, we got to wait so long.
Oh my gosh, Drogon and Rhaegal.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to fight their ice brother.
Yep.
It's going to be sad. They're going to tear him apart.
Yeah, they'll probably win. Although they do have Night King on their back, and the Night King knows how to fight, and Dany doesn't. So that might even the fight.
Maybe Jon will teach her. He'll show her.
Well,
because he knows everything now.
He has definitely decided to let her touch his sword.
I can't wait till he gives her the mouth love.
I meant penis. Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were clear on that.
I was clear.
Okay. Mouth love. I'm sure mouth love will come. I mean, he's into that.
She's clean.
Maybe that's a problem. Maybe he's not turned on if she doesn't smell like a horse.
Ew.
Okay, let's see. Oh, we had a reunion between Tyrion and Bronn. They were kind of nice to each other. Tyrion still trying to buy Bronn's loyalty again. What else did we see? Cersei was getting ready to go too. She gave Gregor his orders. Sir Gregor. The Mountain. Kill these people first, and then just go ahead and kill everybody else. So that was probably happiness for... You know what? Fuck this show. We didn't see him kill anybody all year.
No, we didn't.
God damn it. That was what he does best.
I thought that he and the Hound were going to fight right there.
Remember when we met this version of the Mountain, Hapthor Bjornis... I can't remember his name. Hapthor. Remember when we met him? He was like on the docks just eviscerating slaves. Their guts are falling out all over the place.
Uh-huh.
That was what he does. And we haven't gotten any of it. Last season, he bashed a guy's head in, and then he tore the head off of one of the... Maybe that was season... What season was that? I don't know. But you know what I'm saying.
Yes, he likes to squish heads.
He likes to kill, and he's really good at it.
And he's not doing any of it anymore. Maybe he's just a real pussycat under there. Maybe every time she orders him to kill, he cries.
Tears of blood, probably. His eyes are very red.
Tears of pus.
I don't think he sleeps well at night.
He looks gross.
But, that meeting with him and the Hound did produce a very, very interesting moment. There it is. I made sure to write it down. That was some of my scratching. So the Hound looks him in the eye, and they seem to be about the same height. I don't know what that was about.
Hand's a little shorter.
Hound?
Hound is a little shorter.
Okay. If I said hand, or maybe Han.
I don't know. My mouth is not working properly right now.
It's
Sorry.
It's
a little garbled.
it's late, and we just saw so much. It's hard to take it all in. But he said, "You know who's coming for you. You've always known."
Yeah. What was that?
I don't know what voice that was.
Kevin, what is that about?
Yeah. Lore Master Kevin, if you know what the fuck that's a reference to, please tell us. But that just came at me from nowhere. I mean,
who's coming?
Everyone's been waiting for quote unquote Clegane Bowl, the big final fight between Sandor and Gregor. Yeah. So I feel like whatever the Hound is talking about probably isn't in the books.
Maybe he means like
me. He's like, me. I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
Well, like the devil or Krampus.
Krampus, sure. I mean, Gregor's certainly been naughty.
Yeah.
He might get Krampus thrown in a sack and taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's fascinating. Maybe there's some old prophecy. Maybe Gregor has always known that he's going to die at the hands of the Night King or something like that.
No.
Who knows? It's possible.
He
Maybe-
did see something in the fire.
What if it's Arya?
Arya's.
What if there's some old
Mountain's
prophecy?
not on her list.
The Mountain? Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yeah. I think he's number 2, Cersei, the Mountain. But what if it's maybe there's some like old like soothsayer when these guys were kids or something and said that Gregor was going to be killed by some like baby wolf or something. Because she could totally get to him. I don't know how you kill a guy that's kind of already dead.
I don't know, but I hope Kevin knows.
All right, so Kevin, if you know anything, please
Please
tell us.
tell.
I mean,
Do
we
tell.
could Google it too, but Kevin's more fun.
He is.
We're going to have to talk to him within the next day or two and get this shit going because there's a lot to talk about. All right. What else happened? I did like the quote from Bronn. Has nothing to do with anything. But when Tyrion was catching up with Podrick, Bronn was like, come on, you can suck his magic cock later. Just to get him moving on the road. Oh, Podrick. Let's see, what else was there? Well, did you find it weird that Bronn and Podrick left that meeting? I thought that might be indicative of some other plan.
Yeah, where were they going?
I don't know, but it didn't pan out. Maybe they just went to get a drink. Always possible.
I don't know. Brienne was kind of looking at him like, what?
Well, she's nodded like, okay, you can go, but I found that odd. You can't really trust Bronn nowadays.
No.
I mean, he's in it for the money.
He better
doing
not be
what he
hurting
does.
my pod.
No, he wouldn't have hurt because then you piss off Brienne, and you don't want to do that if you don't have to. Let's see. Dany wasn't there yet. They said she was going to arrive soon, and sure enough, Drogon and Rhaegal. You got kind of verklempt just watching them fly in.
Yeah, I was hoping they were just going to eat Cersei.
Well, yeah, and all of that still could have been an option. I mean, but you got to be honorable, right? You can't ask your opponent to a meeting and then burn them to death from 100 feet up.
Can't you, though?
Well, you can, but then you don't win the hearts and minds of the people. I think that's the only reason not to at this point, right?
I guess, yeah.
Or maybe if you think you really need the Lannister armies to join your side eventually, but I don't think you do. They're not really that big.
No.
No.
How many, did they say how many they had?
The Lannister army? No, I'm not sure.
Well, it's not many.
I think they're fairly vast, but not as vast as the Dothraki hordes. Not even close.
And did they lose the army of the Tullys? Not the Tullys. I'm sorry, the Samwise, Sam's dad.
Oh.
What are they called?
The Tarleys.
Tarleys.
Yeah, there were some. There was a handful of troops that survived that battle that bent the knee for Dany, but not enough to make a difference. I mean, it was like 30 guys.
Oh.
I think everyone else died because that was like the whole train of the army. This was the caboose of that train. Everyone else had made it back to King's Landing or was close with the loot that Cersei needed.
Right.
But they were the stragglers behind.
Okay.
So she burned them all up. Let's see. Cersei, I noted, was completely stone-faced as Dany landed. Like, she definitely shook a second when she heard the dragons coming, but then kept her poker face very well. And Euron looked just kind of intrigued at the whole dragons landing thing.
He thinks she's sexy.
Right. I had been considering it a distinct possibility that Euron would try to jump ships, so to speak, and offer his services to Dany because she's
all
hot.
that and the bag of chips.
Maybe he prefers Cersei because she's naughty.
Yeah.
Dany doesn't seem like she would be naughty. And he's naughty. But whatever that happened, I mean, Tyrion starts to talk and Euron immediately just stands up and says that Theon needs to surrender or Yara dies. All right. And then they make him sit back down. But I wonder if that was just Euron being a dick or if that was all part of the plan that was going to lead to Euron seeming like he was turning tail.
I don't know. Who knows? I can't even speculate.
All right, fine. They start talking about what's going on. And Jon, I thought, also had a nice quote. This isn't just about living in harmony. He said, this isn't about living in harmony. It's just about living. That was nice. I thought, it was a good start to his part of the speech.
Yeah, I guess.
They made the Hound carry in that crate all by himself.
I know. And he looked like he was in pain.
I don't know that the body weighed that much because it's all decayed, but that crate sure did.
Right, it was the wood.
And there's a big steel chain in there, too.
It looked really heavy.
They did a good job subduing that zombie.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed very Walker-like. You know, if the zombie can't see or hear anything exciting going on, it just sort of goes docile for a moment. But as soon as it knows there's someone around, it goes, and starts freaking out.
Yeah, I was a little confused.
Well, it seemed like maybe the zombie died.
Right.
How embarrassing
I thought
that
maybe
would be.
it died, or maybe it was like it was hiding, or just pretending.
Oh, yeah, I could play possum.
So you could get real close to them. But I don't think they're that smart.
No, they're not. I mean.
So I don't know what he was doing. He was sleeping, maybe.
But they do follow orders. And there is some magical link still active between that zombie.
I was wondering if maybe that zombie's master could see through its eyes.
That would be cool. And totally reasonable. Why not?
Sure.
The Night King should have that power.
He can wood or warg.
Well, yeah. I think we haven't seen him do it. We don't know for sure. But for him to be sort of the antithesis of the three-eyed raven, it would totally make sense if he could see through the eyes of the undead.
Yeah.
I like that idea. So he probably knows everything that happened in that meeting.
Now he knows they're banding together.
Yeah. He probably doesn't give a shit, though. He's got him.
He doesn't seem like it seems to me that he has enough dead people to take over the earth.
Right.
Or whatever it is.
That thing charged right at Cersei. Why didn't the mountain step forward?
Good question.
Stupid mountain. Maybe he didn't recognize it as being a threat because it's not alive.
Just like him.
It's got like a Terminator camera on it, or like Predator infrared, but that thing's cold, so it doesn't register on his goggles. But yeah, the chain stopped it. Cool. Really rattled Cersei. Her stone face wore off at that point. She was totally cool as a cucumber until the undead lunged at her, and then she wasn't so happy.
Human.
Mm-hmm. So did Euron. He looked a little upset. Jaime totally looked scared.
Yes.
That was nice.
I don't think Varys, they didn't show his face. It would have been interesting to see what he thought.
Hasn't he seen them before? Well, he probably saw that one before they boxed it up.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. And Jon demonstrates how to kill him. That was cool, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hound cuts one in half. It's still crawling around, just like The Walking Dead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The hand is still moving. Do the hands still move in Walking Dead if you sever it from the body? I don't think so.
Probably.
Because the Walking Dead zombies are actually driven by your like cerebral cortex or whatever, the hypothalamus, whatever part of the brain that was. But these are driven by magic. So I guess that's why the hand can still move. But that was neat. Euron picked up the hand Qyburn. Qyburn picked up the hand and he was all fascinated.
He wanted to take that shit back to his lab and dissect it, figure out where the magic is.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he wanted to like snuggle with it, really put it through its paces, see what it can do, where it can go.
Yeah, I bet.
Maybe have a little candlelit dinner with it.
Ew. Some lube.
Qyburn's a creepy creep. Come on.
Ugh.
He would love that thing. They say, 100,000 at least, and Euron runs away. So he's out, so we think, which was kind of a funny moment and a fun moment to think.
Yeah, I was excited for that.
One ally down.
I don't ever want to see urine again.
So they accept the truce, but Jon can't take sides. Now, I thought there was an easy out there. Silly me. Because she was like, the King of the North can't take sides in this. He has to stay north.
Yeah.
And I thought the easy out was like, well, okay, say yes to that. And then in like 2 days, you bend the knee and you're not King of the North anymore, or whatever the fuck. Now you can do what Cersei,
Yeah, but Jon's right. If he had lied, what good is honor?
But it wouldn't be a lie. It would just be a political trick. Fine. But you think you were okay with him doing that?
Telling the truth?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, telling the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It would have been nice if he would have just said, let's talk about that later. Right now we got more important shit to do.
Well, I mean, he had to say something, either like yes or no, but
sure,
he could have very easily said yes, and he needed a lawyer. He needed a lawyer up so someone could guide him through like what kind of truth to tell without telling all the truth and giving your shit away.
Yeah, but we don't have lawyers in Westeros.
Yeah. Well, we will after this. Sure. Gotta get some of that. Okay, so let's see. He said he's already pledged to Daenerys, and then the talks are over. Brienne and Jaime get into it. That was nice. Brienne tries to talk sense into him again. Remember what she said there?
She said, fuck honor, didn't she?
Loyalty. But
fuck loyalty.
Fuck loyalty, says Brienne. That's a big thing from her.
That is.
I mean, that should have rattled Jaime and made him think like, yeah, maybe I'm back on the wrong side.
I think it did. Because he went back trying to talk to Cersei.
Right. And she kicked him out.
She almost killed him.
Well, I meant before. Because Tyrion went to go talk to her. He was scared, I guess. But yeah, Jaime said like he was just trying to talk to Cersei and she kicked him out. And now it's time for Tyrion to go in there. And he was expecting to die. Or thought he could.
Yeah. I kept thinking, do I want Cersei to be telling like the truth here? Do I like this? Do I like that she's helping? No, I don't. That's not Cersei. And so eventually we found out really she was plotting against them, but
her reasoning was sound. Like when she pretended like she was going to be on the right side, her reasoning seemed okay. And, the whole baby in my belly kind of thing. Right?
Yeah, but that's just not Cersei.
Well, yeah.
She helps no one, especially the people that are plotting against her.
I guess you can always hope for that moment of redemption. People, and I thought Cersei was dead for sure this episode. I was just really certain of it. So maybe it was going to be one of those things where she found the right path. Maybe by doing the right thing, she got into it with, who knows, Qyburn, the mountain's fucking zombified state or whatever. Something could have happened because of that would have led to her downfall. I was wrong.
Yep.
I hate it. I wish I was right, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. She's
not dead. Not dead yet.
And Jaime seems to be just leaving, going north.
Mm-hmm.
Snowing.
He's going to go fight for the living. Before we move past Cersei, can I just say what a fucking piece of shit she was for blaming. Okay, so she said Tyrion killing Tywin left them vulnerable. That's true. But then she blamed both Myrcella's death, probably true to a point, and then Tommen's death on Tyrion.
Right, Tommen was all on Cersei.
What a fucking bitch. Is she in denial, or does she just not care?
She thinks everything is Tyrion's fault, because none of that would have happened had she had her daddy around.
That's true, but it was her choice to build up the church just to fuck with the Tyrells. That's the only reason.
Right? Well, she doesn't see it that way.
I guess she was protecting her family, I guess. Her kids,
she
Tommen.
Thinks it's all Tyrion's fault.
Tommen needed protecting from Marjorie, except she's the one that said that Marjorie should marry Tommen. Cersei was the one that suggested, fuck her.
She was planning to kill Marjorie at that time, too.
She might be a little bit crazy. Maybe a little unstable.
You think?
Maybe. Just a little bit. Oh, let's go back over to the dragon pit. Here's a good part. John's all fucking sulking and stuff over the problems he caused. And Dany comes over and reminisces about how you shouldn't chain dragons. And they used to keep the dragons in the dragon pit. And that's when they all fucking shriveled and died. But then they start talking about making babies.
Yeah.
Like you said. So John's all like, well, who said you can't make babies?
Yeah. She says like crazy bitch.
Yeah. Crazy bitch witch. A bitch witch. I had one of those for lunch today.
A bitch witch?
Yeah.
Is that a sandwich with
Swiss
a bitch
cheese
in it?
on top, yeah. So John's like, well, who says she's right? Let me do some stuff to you. We'll find out for sure.
Let's try.
Look, we're going to have to spend a lot of time working on this experiment. All right. It might not happen right away. So let's just make sure
we have to do it every single day.
Yeah. For at least
a year.
A couple years. I don't know.
A couple years. Well, that'll give that. I mean, that's pretty thorough.
Yes. If you do it every day for a year.
Although His sperm count will go down because he's not letting it rebuild.
I was just thinking, I'm like, do they have Gatorade? Does that help with sperm count? I don't know.
No.
No?
Oysters, maybe. I don't know.
Sam would probably know.
They need to get Arya back.
Oh, for the oysters.
Oysters, clams, and cockles.
True. She could get it up for him. Ew. I don't want to think of that. Never mind. Okay. So Cersei says she'll send her armies north. Boom. Done. We all think everything's going to be okay. Do you want to skip around now?
Well, do
you want to finish
we can't talk all night.
Do you want to finish King's Landing?
We've been on this for 45 minutes already.
We've already kind of talked about this stuff anyway, right? So Jaime's organizing the banners much later. Cersei gets him alone, calls him a fool for even doing that shit. They're not going north. Who would go north? Only idiots go north.
Yeah, he's like, I made a fucking vow.
Yeah.
In front of everybody.
It's so embarrassing. How could you... It's almost like, Mom, don't make me turn my back on my friends.
I told him I was coming.
But he is not interested in playing her games anymore.
Yay!
He actually wants to help because he actually thinks the undead are a problem.
And when she goes and he's... I just thought the mountain pulled his sword out.
Right. What happened there?
I don't know. Maybe there's like a get ready nod. And then there's like a kill him nod.
Well, yeah, but he was like, are you going to kill me? And she's like, you can't walk away from me. And then she gives the nod, so he pulls his sword out. And then...
Like I'm saying, maybe there's a double... she has to give a double nod for the killing.
She must have some very intense meetings with Gregor. Like a morning roundup. Like, here's who we're going to intimidate today. And she probably has like a whiteboard with X's and O's, like a football plan or something. And so he knows in precise detail who to kill or not kill.
Even when she says kill him.
Right.
She gave the kill him nod.
I'm going to say you can kill Jaime.
But don't really do it. No, I don't know what happened there, but maybe we need to rewatch that scene.
I know usually when I say kill someone, it means kill someone. But today, Gregor, are you listening to me? It's got to be like talking to Groot.
Yeah.
Like you're never really sure if the plan gets through all the way.
Probably.
And he can't even talk back in his own strange language. He just stares at you with those fucking red eyes.
Yeah. He didn't have any emotion when Hound was talking to him, although he came out to meet him.
Right? He met him and maybe there was recognition there. He's not actually undead, and I don't think he ever actually died. So his memories are probably intact.
Okay. His body just died, huh?
Yeah. Well, something like that. He had all his fluids replaced. It's like an oil change, only with evil.
Must feel good.
Have all your fluids replaced?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look good in his eyes.
No.
That looks very itchy. Very uncomfortable. All right, so Jaime walks away. I mean, that was how the King's Landing part of the show ended. He pulls on a glove and then like a snowflake hits it.
Yeah. Winter is here.
We have to assume he's going north. What else would he do, right?
He better go north.
I'm sure he's going north.
He wants
to hang with Brienne, man.
I know.
Do you think they'll...
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Too tragic? Or it has to be tragic. It can't be fulfilling.
Who knows? Maybe, stranger things have happened.
Well, we've got a long time to think about it. So let's start pulling together theories.
Yeah.
Oh, I laugh because if I don't, I'll cry. No, well, we didn't talk about a lot of shit. Do you want to do Winterfell now?
Oh,
we got Winterfell and we've got Dragonstone.
So much in this episode. They should have just broken it into two.
Dragonstone, not a whole lot happens. Let's just do that real quick, and then we'll talk about the big shit that happened. All right, so Dragonstone, they're making plans for logistics, but I did notice, because I was expecting to see, maybe not Jaime, but someone with the Lannister armor on there. Nobody. So that kind of maybe did something to explain what was happening later. But nobody was there. Because they were planning out their logistics, like how are we going to get back north, and what are we going to do, and if you were going to make... Never mind. You want to move on. Fine. They had some options. Dany could fly by dragon, or she could sail with Jon. She said she was going to sail with Jon, and Jorah just did not like that. You noticed him, he got kind of ruffled. He thought she should fly in. But she chose to go with Jon. Jon guy.
Is Jorah on the same boat?
I don't know. But this was while they were still in the Dragonstone Cave.
Right.
I don't know if he wound up on that boat or not. You would think he would, because he's like her protector now. Again, something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Theon wants to talk to Jon. They have this heart-to-heart. We thought maybe Theon was about to try to kill Jon, but all right, he didn't. And Jon forgives him, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes and takes his boat back because Yara needs him.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yara's the only person that tried to save him. That was a good point.
Yep.
So he's going to go try to save Yara.
Got the shit beat out of him.
He's going to finally do the right thing. And for that, yes, he was very bloody. So then it turned into almost a slapstick moment. The dude tries kneeing Theon in the nuts. Right before
several times.
Killing him. Yeah, like 4 or 5 times. Like what?
Yeah, and that would still hurt.
Probably. Well, if I need you in the nuts, it would hurt, but you have parts there.
Well, he's got bone and skin. It's still going to hurt like a motherfucker to get kneed in the crotch.
Maybe it doesn't because it was so badly damaged. Maybe it just doesn't feel pain anymore.
Maybe.
That could be. I mean,
but then...
it was probably burned.
Yeah.
It's probably a real mess down there.
The surprise foiled that guy's beatings.
Yes, he was so taken aback by not being able to knee him in the nuts that he got headbutted into unconsciousness. And then everyone gets to go, for Yara! The great cry from the Ironborn.
Yeah.
Theon victorious.
They're going to rowboat their way back to Yara.
Well, you got to go in on small boats if you're going to try to fly under the radar, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so Winterfell. Holy shit.
So much happened.
This might have been more interesting. It probably was. I mean,
yeah.
The King's Landing stuff was really deep and intense, but this was maybe better.
Well, first we started off with Baelish and Sansa.
Yes.
In the room.
Uh-huh.
And that's when he's like manipulating her into thinking that Arya's trying to take Winterfell for herself.
And also trying to figure out Jon's motives because they did get a scroll saying that he bent the knee.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So he's kind of not King of the North anymore.
Right.
Kind of, I guess. But so she's confused about that and upset that there isn't more information from Jon. And then they start talking about Arya and what her machinations are to try to take Sansa down. Why is she threatening Sansa? Mm-hmm. All this stuff. And so last episode, we had Arya trying to play the game of faces with Sansa.
Right.
Turns out Baelish has a game too. And I guess the game is called Worst Motivations.
Okay.
The game of worst motivations. So he tried to get Sansa to think about why Arya would be doing what she's doing.
Right. What is her motivation?
And it all sort of boiled down to, I guess, killing Sansa and taking over Winterfell.
I don't see Arya ever wanting to do anything like that. So that's why Sansa must have known.
No, I think she knew long before that.
Well, she knew he was up to something.
I feel like that was a major misstep from Baelish to think that anyone would believe that of Arya. She does not look like the I want to be in command type. She's a sneak thief and a assassin. They don't want to just sit still and rule cities. Mm-hmm. Fucking dumbass. Baelish, I had such respect for you for so long. Even though you were one evil prick, you were still one of my favorites.
I loved seeing him beg for his life.
Yeah.
Felt good.
It was a good sneak attack because Arya gets called in. You're not really sure what's going to happen. But it was very telling that Bran was there. I noted that right away, that Bran was sitting in his wheelchair right next to her. He looks a lot like Maester Aemon now, like the way he's done his hair.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe a little bit like Spock. Some combination of the two. The bastard child of
Well, he does have no emotion. Much like
I
Spock.
know. Very Vulcanish. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. Maybe that's the hairstyle of people without emotion. It's the straight down the forehead kind of bowl cut look.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Arya came in. They closed the door. It got all tense. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
All right. So I think I wrote some of this down. She's looking at Arya. Says, you are accused of murder. You are accused of treason. Or you stand accused of murder. You stand accused of treason. How do you answer these charges? ...
Lord Baelish.
Oh, yeah. It was sweet.
Yeah, he's like, what? He did a triple take.
That would have been great. What?
He's like, I'm confused. What are you talking about?
That was a lot of fun. Again, I thought I had him picked for my dark horse to be on the Iron Throne at the end of all this, his whole ladder of chaos, and how it doesn't seem like good guys are going to win in this fucking show. But that was a good moment.
He sure didn't win today.
No. This was bad.
Arya just slices his throat right open.
But it was great. Like, all the stuff that she came out. I mean, she knew. Okay, so Sansa knew about Lysa.
Yes. How did she find out about Aaron?
She knew about the poison because I think Lysa was shouting about that before Baelish pushed her out the window.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
So that part wasn't from Bran. But then she talked about the conspiracy to take down Ned. That could have only come from Bran. Working behind the scenes where they didn't want to show us fucking anything happening.
Yes.
But that had to come from Bran, and, Baelish was like, what are you talking about? I don't know. No one was there. Fuck you guys.
No, you weren't there. You don't know what was true. Well, you just pretty much admitted.
I'm sorry, babe. Right there, you just sounded a lot like Danny Rand, Iron Fist. I'm going to use my chi on you.
As soon as it builds up.
Give me some pot stickers. I'm hungry. Chi's hard work. Sorry.
That's from the Defenders, people.
And our last episode of the Kid Free Weekend. Right. So Bran breaks in then and just starts talking and talking and talking. I guess it's convincing. Everyone must believe him. Yeah. And Baelish starts begging for his life. Oh, Sansa had a nice line. I'm a slow learner. It's true. But just laid into him.
Did he call her a slow learner?
No. She was just indicating that in terms of, how long it took her to catch on to him being complete poison with no redeeming value whatsoever. Lord Royce.
And she still has, because Lord Royce is there and he backed her up. She still has that army.
Yeah. As long as Lord Royce is there. And I imagine that it only takes one conversation with Royce and Robin, and maybe get Sansa involved if you gotta, to keep Robin on the right side.
For sure, because Lord Royce did not like Baelish.
I feel like the undead could find their way into the Eyrie. I mean, it just takes climbing. You'll get there eventually. Just send enough troops. Climb over each other.
I was wondering if Sansa had told anybody else what was going to happen before that meeting.
That's a good question. No, actually, the guy next to Baelish did look surprised. Remember, like, they cut over to Baelish and he's leaning against the wall, like for the fawns or whatever.
Right.
But the guy next to him kind of looked over a little bit agape. I think it was mostly a surprise.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That was a good scene.
Arya took him out. That's what she does.
Quick like.
She doesn't care.
She can use his face now.
I hope so.
That'd be awesome.
I was thinking that. Like, we can still get some Aiden Gillen in the next season if Arya needs to go stealth down to King's Landing or something, which is totally reasonable. I mean, why not? She could go down there to work on the whole Cersei problem.
Oh, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
She does have Cersei in the Mountain on her list. She was going to go there at the beginning of the season until Ed Sheeran helped sway her heart or whatever. I guess it was more hot
and
pie.
Cersei had tasked Baelish with
bringing
the girls back.
The girls back. Yeah, well, Sansa specifically. I think everyone assumed Arya was dead, but yeah, that's right.
That'd be so awesome. I hope she does it.
Cersei doesn't exactly trust Baelish, but she trusts him enough to meet with him.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Then
take
Arya
his
can
face.
kill
Take his face. Take his
Cersei.
face. I don't want Aiden Gillen
and
to stop being Baelish.
Arya
either.
could kill Cersei and the Mountain.
Right. Now, how does she kill the Mountain? Maybe Valyrian steel will work on whatever Qyburn did to the Mountain.
I don't know. First, she stabs him in his eyes, in his red, bloody eyes.
Oh, yeah, pokes those out.
Yep.
He might not need them.
Just like Meryn Trant.
Yeah, I guess so. She should kill people in different ways every time.
I'm sure she will, but that's the one open spot.
But she could use her dagger like a fucking can opener on him. I think that'd be awesome. And she's way faster than him. That's going to be fun.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's hope that happens. Yeah, Arya cuts him down. He bleeds out after crying for a while, like a little baby. Fucking wuss. And then later, much, much later, Sam arrives. Assumedly with Gilly.
Sam and Gilly.
We didn't really see her, did we?
No, but she's there somewhere.
Yeah, she's there.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Or did she stay back?
No, she was definitely in the wagon with him when they left. With all the stolen scrolls and stuff. They go see Bran, and Bran... that meeting, it's like, hey, Sam. Oh, you remember who I am? I remember everything.
Why don't you remember that fucking Jon is not the son of Stark and Samwila or something?
Well, no, he did know that. He said that right away.
Sam had to tell him.
No.
Oh,
no, Bran
he told Sam. That's right. And Sam was like, yeah, I read it. I know.
How come Bran told Sam anything? Why didn't he tell that stuff to Sansa and Arya, who don't know what the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
It was just like, I have to talk to Jon soon. And then Sam walks in and he's like, hey, Sam, here's everything that I won't tell anybody else.
I don't know.
But he let in on being a son of Rhaegar and Lyanna. And apparently, and this was big, like all caps and underlined on my note page here, Sam was listening to Gilly.
Yeah.
So way to fucking go, Gilly.
I don't know.
Ow. Sorry. Hurt my elbow. You don't know what?
If he really heard her or if this just jogged his memory.
Well, he was the one that transcribed it. So I guess it could go either way. Can we have it my way? That he actually listened to Gilly? That makes me feel good. Otherwise, he's kind of a dick for not listening to her.
Okay.
Don't you want him to listen to Gilly?
Of course.
All right.
What's next?
She's good people. Well, Bran flashes back to Rhaegar and Lyanna's wedding.
Yeah, that was sweet.
If you had told me that was, I can't remember his name right now, but the actor that played Viserys, I would have believed you.
Yeah, looked just like him.
Looked just like him. The haircut
Little man
especially.
There.
Well,
it's probably the same wig.
I bet it was. That's what I was just about to say. The same wig. It had to be. It was identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhaegar.
And then we got to hear his name.
Yeah.
Aegon?
I think so. It almost sounded like Aegon.
Aegon.
But probably not.
We'll see. Sounded like Aegon.
But if it was Aegon Targaryen, that seems kind of, I don't know, not creative.
Well, they're not very creative. I mean, we got Tarleys and Tullys and all the Y names.
All the names that have Ys in them. That's true. At least Aegon doesn't have a Y. It's actually not. It's not like A-Y-E, go, N.
Maybe it is.
Or whatever. I don't. Well, maybe this one is. Yeah. That's the creative version. We put a Y in it. A silent Y. Oh, yeah, that was really something. Everyone, well, we got everything confirmed in case some of us watching didn't know, and someone that isn't Bran knows the truth. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And in the middle of all that,
it's going to spread like wildfire.
Speaking of spreading, in the middle of all this storytelling, Jon shows up at Dany's door.
Knock, knock, knock.
Knockety fucking knock.
You want hot towel?
Not now, sleeping. What's going through Tyrion's head? He's fucking creepily watching down the hall.
He looks angry.
He was probably drunk. I think it's jealousy.
You think it's jealousy? Everybody in the world is in love with Daenerys.
I think so.
Fuck her.
That's going to be the spinoff, the sitcom of Everyone Loves Dany. Yeah, I think it had to be. I mean, why would he be concerned? Jon's a good guy.
I don't know.
Tyrion's always known Jon to be a good guy.
I couldn't pinpoint that look on his face. It looked like anger and concern. It looked like anger.
Well, yeah, I thought more anger, but then the second time we saw him after the fucking really began and he walks away down the hall, I thought he looked very almost Charlie Brownish. Just like his head down. You can picture that like yeah. The sad Charlie Brown music as he's walking away. He looked very dejected, I think is the word I would say. Yeah, I think he loves her.
He's not in love with her?
I think like Jorah, He knows he doesn't really have a chance, but he's hoping somewhere in the back of his head, like, maybe if all the other guys close to Dany get dead, maybe I'll be the one that gets to marry her or something like that. Although in reality, I think we still have a big reveal to come on that, don't we? I mean, Tyrion's lineage.
Yes, I hope we find out.
But hey, if Jon can fuck her, why not everybody?
Or maybe they just won't make Tyrion a Targaryen.
Maybe not, but
that could be too much.
It still seems
And there are only 2
likely.
dragons left.
For now. Maybe they'll come up with a way to turn that dragon back to life.
Nope.
Or tame it. No? All right.
Not
maybe
gonna
not.
happen.
So we get some steamy, sexy time.
Got a nice ass. Just saying.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I did hear that.
I was telling that to everybody else.
All right. Oh, well. Yeah, well, we saw Dany too. Just saying. She's not ugly.
You didn't see much of her, though.
Not as much as we've seen times
Maybe some
past.
side boob. That's it.
Definitely some side boob. I'll take it.
This is the first time I've seen John's.
Rump?
Well, I guess.
No, I think you saw it once.
Did I? In the cave? I don't know. It looks
I
good.
don't know. I was going to say right after he was resurrected. But maybe not. Maybe you just saw some crack.
Maybe.
Okay, so then we go back to Winterfell. Arya and Sansa talking. They give that whole speech about the lone wolf again, remembering Ned and missing him.
Yeah.
And in the middle of all that, the girls get to be happy and kind of lovey-dovey with each other. And Bran's just sitting at a fucking tree, being alone.
Worgen.
Assumedly. Were his eyes
Wooding.
white? Wooding? No, well, Worgen, I think. for this
One of the two.
He wooded to go watch the wedding, but then he warged to go check out what's happening at Eastwatch.
Okay.
Oh, Tormund.
I hope he lives.
It doesn't seem possible,
He'll live.
but he could. We did not see him die.
That dragon sure did blow the shit out of that wall.
So for a moment, it seemed like you were correct and the dragon was breathing ice, but I'm not. If it was breathing ice, then wouldn't it have just added to the wall?
It's like hot blue fire.
Yeah. It seemed like it was just magical, hot, or something blue fire.
So cold it's hot. So hot it's cold.
I guess it didn't damage its flame sack as much as we thought. Although I find the fact that it changed color to be kind of silly. But whatever. It's a fantasy thing. So
Yeah.
what used to be such a heavily realistic show, it really just is not anymore. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. So, yeah, we saw Tormund and Beric Dondarrion on top of the wall. Here comes the army. They got giants. They got a lot of people. Then comes the dragon. Then comes the dragon. Blue fire. Wall comes down. It's very dramatic.
Very. And then they just walk on.
Yep. You know, an army like that, when they win a fight, they don't cheer. They don't celebrate.
They just walk.
They don't even really watch it coming down. They're just staring straight forward. We got to see a shot of that once. Because from behind, it kind of looked like they might have been looking up, but then you pan across their front, and they're just all staring straight ahead.
Yep. They're
that really makes them
walkers.
extra creepy.
The walking.
Well, the Walking Dead would have responded to the sound and looked up. These guys, they don't even do that.
Well, they know what's going on because it's all eyeballs of the Night's King guys.
Now, in the end, all you have to do is kill like 6 guys.
Yeah.
If you can just
You gotta
get
get close to
around.
him through all those dead people.
Right. That's the problem. You got to get through. If you can get around the dead people and
Just
strike
shoot an arrow.
the leaders and
Like
arrows, right.
A dragon glass arrow.
Assumedly. The dragon glass didn't make that zombie explode like it did when Sam stabbed the White Walker.
True.
But it did stop him from moving forever.
Maybe because it's smaller.
Or not as magical. It must have been the magic inside that White Walker.
Kind of magic. Maybe because it was in the South, it had less magic.
Could be. It was probably a lot weaker than it used to be.
Too far from the North.
Probably kind of sad and lonely.
Yeah.
But if what we saw, if what we saw last week was true, was it last week? Yeah, that seems like forever ago. If you can just kill a few of those guys, the army's going to be chopped in like a third or a half or whatever. You just got to kill a few of them with some well-timed arrows, dragon glass arrows. I'm sure they must be making those.
I'm sure. John had a big dragon glass knife.
Yep. But they better be ready. Fucking they're... I mean, you know how time works in this show.
It's already snowing.
It's going to take them like 2 days to get from the Wall to Winterfell. They're just walking.
Well, we have all season. I mean, like a year or more to wait now.
Yeah, but that's not how long it takes them to walk, damn it.
Sure it is.
Is it? Okay.
I guess so. They walk slow.
So what did you think, babe? How would you rate this one? Not as good as some of the others.
Well, it was pretty good for some things.
Yeah.
You know, we got to see Baelish die. I got to see some sex.
Yeah.
We got to see Theon step up again.
Yeah. But every time he steps up, he fails. Yeah.
He
That's
won't
the
fail.
problem.
He can't fail a third time.
This is it.
This is it.
It's make or break for Theon. He either dies or he becomes a successful person.
Sam's back going to Winterfell.
Right?
Winterfell.
Sam is with people that will work on the whole bigger plot thing again.
Dany is not going to like the Wall, like Castle Black. She's going to be like, what the shit? This place is a dump.
Well, they're not going to go there.
No.
Is that where they're going? I think they're going to Winterfell.
Oh, well, Winterfell's a dump too compared to what she's used to.
Dragonstone's a fucking moist
I guess there's
cave.
no reason to go back to Castle Black, is there? Who's there?
No. Well,
Pip?
Ed. No, Pip's dead.
Ed.
He drowned in his own blood. Ed. Ed is the last guy of Jon's friends that's alive. Like that sort of original core group.
They'll pick him up on the way.
Well, hopefully they'll march south or something. There's the Wall's down at Eastwatch. There is absolutely no point to being on the Wall anymore.
Boy, people are going to die.
A lot, yeah. I'm really disappointed, though, that no one died in King's Landing. Whether it was Cersei, Jaime, the Mountain, Tyrion. I mean, that's the part that...
What are you going to do?
I was exhausted from being so tense about, like, which person's going to die in this situation. And then it was like fucking for an hour and then never coming afterwards, you know? It's like, no release. No release for this.
I wouldn't call it that. Frustrating.
Well, no, it was frustrating. I was expecting
I was all right
a little
with
more.
it.
I was expecting something. Something had to change to pave the way for the proper war against the undead, but now we're not going to get that. We're going to get a partial war against the undead with more backstabbing.
I don't know, babe. I'm
what
sorry.
What a mess.
I'm sorry. I kind of liked that nobody died there.
Oh,
we need less death.
No, we need to clear the plate so that someone new can reign. So at the end of the day, Cersei's still on the Iron Throne at the end of the season.
Cersei and her baby. She's going to be just like Lysa with the 5-year-old or 10-year-old kid sucking on her boobie.
Yeah, I could totally see that. She's definitely riding the crazy train. No question.
I don't know how much longer she can last with everybody against them.
Yeah.
Her.
With Jaime gone.
Jaime's against her now.
Yeah. With Jaime gone, that's going to make a big impact.
I can't wait to see him and Brienne fighting together.
Brienne's going to shit her fucking armor seeing Jaime riding up. And
yeah, she'll cream.
Yeah. One or the other. Cream, poop, whatever.
That's better.
One of the two.
My version's better.
Either way, it's going to get stanky if she doesn't take care of herself. All right. Any final thoughts, babe, or you just want to go sleep?
Oh, I can't believe it's the end. Can you?
Over a year, babe.
I swear to God, that really sucks. 7 weeks.
I believe you. I believe you that it really sucks.
7 weeks.
And we get 6 weeks next time. It's depressing.
Maybe we'll have to break them into 2 episodes and pretend like we have more.
But then we'll be super behind all the time.
We could do that. We'll rewatch this one like that.
Break everything into 2 episodes.
And we'll have 14 more weeks. Yeah.
Well, for us, on a personal level, we did start watching The Walking Dead. If you don't listen to the Kid Free Weekend, you might have missed that part. And we have other things, Marvel shows and stuff. And then Westworld. Yeah.
I almost said West Wing.
There's another HBO show that I've been told we really need to watch. And if anyone wants to weigh in on an opinion, since this is rapidly becoming like an HBO podcast, not just Game of Thrones, what's it called? Fuck. I don't remember. It's like the people that were left behind, the remnants or something like that. the remainders. I don't know. It's like 10% of the earth just like up and vanishes one day. And to me, I'd be like,
shit, yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we need, right? I mean, resources are going to be easier. Cost of living is probably going to go down, more jobs. But I guess in the drama that this show takes on, it becomes, well, dramatic. Like lots of crazy shit happens.
I can imagine.
I don't know. So I was told we should watch that.
All right.
I think there's a few seasons of that.
We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, at some point.
Okay.
But there we go. So it's not like this is over for us here. We're definitely going to be talking to Lore Master Kevin as soon as fucking possible. And we're going to get some more discussion going on this Aftermath. I have a couple other little projects we're working on. One I'm pretty excited about. And we just announced before the show, so if you missed it somehow, this charity podcast. So go to Indiegogo.com and search for Game of Thrones Charity Podcast. I'm going to put a link into the campaign in the show notes. So it's a 30-day campaign. There's a one low price of, I think, $9 to get 10 podcasts from 10 different podcasters, 10 different shows. And then we're putting the proceeds towards the ACLU donation to try to make the world a better place. And you can also donate more if you want. You don't have to pledge just the $9. You can actually pledge less and just get a few of the podcasts. Or you could pledge more if you just feel like being generous.
Okay.
So there you go. So go check that out. I'll be making my pledge right away or maybe tomorrow morning. I got to get this fucking thing edited. So I'll go do that now. And I'm going to let you go to sleep, babe.
Yay.
I wish I had something prepared. I want to pay tribute to Baelish. I don't know. I'll have to come back to that soon. Maybe try to do a dramatic reading of the whole chaos is a ladder speech. I think that'd be nice.
He's a pussy.
For now, I got nothing except fuck loyalty, man. Winter is fucking here. You got to move on, you know?
Yeah.